Osweiler again with the jump ball and intercepted. Picked off on the play by Dexter McCoyle that seals a San Diego win.
Hello, Texans fans, and welcome to Texans Timeout. Along with Robert Harris Jr., I'm Kano Stacy, and Rob was at NRG Stadium yesterday for the Texans home game against the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, great game. But I want to know, what do you think about the game, Kano?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Bad offense, bad defense, in the secondary anyway. Special teams, nothing good. Well, Rob, that's a recipe for a losing football game.
Well, you still got to look at the bigger, brighter spot. We still got a half-game lead over the Tennessee Titans for the first place. But I agree with you saying. The offense didn't look good at all. We didn't gel well, especially in the second half. When the pressure got to Brock Osweiler, you seen him make terrible throws. The 2 interceptions, the third one was inexcusable. That was just, we wishing for a prayer to get that touchdown and get the extra 2-point conversion to tie the game. But those 2 interceptions, that first one, you know they're going to guard DeAndre Hopkins like it's nothing. Cornerback stepped in front of him, got his 2 feet in bounds, got the interception. Then the second one, he overthrew the tight end. And it was like, no. It's like letting the balloon out of the air. It's just, you just fall back into your seat and can't believe what's going on. But as far as the game as a whole, being at the NRG Stadium is exciting. It's a lot of people, a lot of Charger fans. I didn't expect to see that many San Diego Charger fans. Yeah, seen Lance Osworth jersey, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees jersey.
Oh, wow.
Even seen the Kellen Winslow jersey. Like, it was a lot of Chargers fans at the NRG Stadium, but just the excitement being there, it's breathtaking.
Yeah, I'm just sorry it had to be a home loss that you got to see.
I mean, of course you want the victory, but when you came short of the glory against a 28th ranked pass defense, and we couldn't get the ball anywhere, really.
No.
Especially in the second half.
No, and what really, as you so eloquently put, let the balloon out of my air was just seeing the poor performance of Brock Osweiler. Yeah. At this point, do you just have to kind of shrug your shoulders and say, bad contract, bad player, bad deal?
No, because, I mean, you went on a limb as far as Rick Smith, the GM. You signed a guy who only played 6 games for the Denver Broncos, started for Peyton Manning while he was injured. I guess you look at him like, okay, we can give him this contract. $72 million. Then if you do cut him or you do trade him, you still have to pay the man $25 million.
Well, and that's
a lose-lose situation.
That's what I want to ask you is, okay, you're at the helm. Mm-hmm. It's your decision to make. However, cutting him or even trading him is going to cost around $25 million. Do you want to blow that, or what do you keep him and sit him on the bench and see what Tom Savage is all about?
No, you don't sit him on the bench because that's your best option. TV land out there, that is your best option, Brock Osweiler. If you do, you can't sit him. That's your guy. You paid that man that much money. You gotta roll with the punches, the good and the bad times. Like I said, we still got a half-game lead over Tennessee Titans, and they look good, but we still got to play, man. And this game right here, we really needed this win just for the AFC Conference as a whole against the San Diego team who is not all together there, especially on the defensive side.
Right, and you said it's a conference game, but it would have increased us to, what, a 2-game lead?
Yeah, 2-game lead over the AFC South. And the AFC South is not a strong division at all this year.
No, but at this point, with us looking like we looked yesterday against a team that's got, give or take, the same record as our divisional opponents, Tennessee and Indianapolis, we've still got to play all 3 of our divisional opponents again before the end of this, and we may not still be on top at the end. And if we're not, there went the playoffs, because that's the only way we're going to go is by winning this trash can division.
Yeah, and especially we have to get the ball moving on offense. I believe we only average at least 16 points a game per offense. And that's not Houston Texans style of play, especially not throwing the ball the way we wanted to. Even though Matt Schwab he wasn't a good quarterback, but he
was a good quarterback. He just wasn't a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning. He wasn't an elite quarterback. He was good enough to get you before his implosion of 2013,
Well, yeah.
he did show some
Flares.
good.
He did show flares because he did make the Pro Bowl at least twice with the Houston Texans. But you're not going to get a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. Not in Houston. Not in Houston at all. But you got to work with what you got. Brock Osweiler, that's the best we got. He's not the answer. We know that. Twitter world know that. Facebook world know that. Even Snapchat world even know Brock Osweiler is not the guy. But Tom Savage is average. It's not the answer either. So you got to roll with Brock. Because if you cut him or trade him, you wasted your time.
Other fourth-round quarterbacks have gone on to show a measure of success beyond what was expected, and all we need at this point is somebody that isn't committing negative plays and losing games. He admitted in the press conference after the game, everybody else did their job, but I didn't, so I pretty much single-handedly screwed the game for us.
I like how you mentioned the fourth round, because Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott were fourth-rounders. They had to prove in the preseason what they got.
Well, and Tom Savage looked better in preseason than Brock Osweiler, in my humble opinion.
No offense to Tom Savage, all my Tom Savage fans out there. That's preseason. You're going against second-string or third-string defenses.
Sure, and the one regular season game I remember seeing Tom Savage play really didn't blow my skirt up.
Yeah,
so
I mean, nah. And we seen a little bit of that last season when Brian Hoyer went out, then Ryan Mallett didn't want to show up.
Yeah, we've had the revolving door of bargain bin quarterbacks.
So, I mean, he played decent, but this is not the answer. You want to win the division, you want to make an impact in the playoffs, stick with Brock. For our sake, and that's the best one we got.
Well, and what's interesting is I really was just kind of playing devil's advocate because after sitting with that question, I asked you and thought, what would I do? Same thing. Yeah, just stick with Brock. And when asked about it after the game, Bill O'Brien was real cagey about it, about is Brock still going to be the starter going forward? And even to a couple of guys in the media that he's normally a little more forthcoming with than others, it was still, Bill Belichick, nope, that's your answer. Nope, that's your answer. So, but he didn't say yes or no. I don't think he's going to replace him just because I think he thinks he made a huge mistake pulling Hoyer out of the first game of the season. And that's why he didn't pull him out of what could have been a salvageable playoff loss for us when Hoyer was having another of those kind of days against the Chiefs. Yeah. I don't think he's going to pull Brock.
The running game helps a lot if you're a quarterback. You focus on the running game, that opens up the pass. But if you can't get anything going with Lamar Miller, and he had a few breakaway runs, but it just wasn't enough to seal up the deal.
Not normally like he does, and the one good one where he got out into the second level and coughs it up.
Well, yeah, and then the play got challenged, and of course, like after looking at the jumbotron, I was like, oh yeah, that's a foul.
Oh, I knew it when I seen it at combat speed. I was just, it's just one of those kind of Texans.
Bill O'Brien. He just coaches. He's not out there. He can't cause the player to have a fumble.
Sure, I know.
And then we talked about off air, next week they travel to Green Bay. You play at Lambeau Field. Now, we seen Dallas take care of business earlier in the season there at Lambeau Field. Can the Texans do the same? We don't know if Clay Matthews is going to be out there. So we don't have to worry about the pass rush.
Right.
So, I mean, you don't want to shoot out with those guys because Aaron Rodgers, when he's in that shootout mode, he can go to work on you.
Yeah.
And you don't want him to go to work on you.
Well, the thing is, they're 4-6, about the same as our divisional competition, and got blown out by Tennessee. I'm thinking we've got the best chance we've ever had against Green Bay because defensively, the cupboard is bare, I've heard it said, for them, and they've lost both their starting corners. Two of their linebackers, including Clay Matthews, who even when he's out there is not playing like the Clay Matthews everybody's afraid of. I want us to try to get back on track, and I know you do too, and I think the Green Bay game is a good opportunity to do so, even though it's a otherwise meaningless non-conference game. But with only half a game up in the division, you need every win you can get.
And also, I guess it's like a Texans thing. They always play good against the great teams, but always lose against the bad teams. So I pray this could be one of those situations that they can play great against a good team.
All right. Well, that's all the time we've got for today. Look forward to seeing you after the Green Bay game. And thanks, Rob. I'm Kano Stacy, and this has been Texans Timeout.